This company's never been more profitable.
You mean hugely profitable?
I like it.
DavePorter.com presents The Profitable Cleaner, a podcast on commercial cleaning sales and entrepreneurship. The one podcast that's not afraid to discuss real sales strategies with real cleaning professionals that produce real profits and real results.
Yeah, cool. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Profitable Cleaner. Today we have a different kind of podcast. We've talked sales, we've talked leadership, we've talked training, commercial cleaning. Today we have a commercial cleaning company, but we're going to talk about an underlying, I'm just kidding, marriage. We're going to talk marriage. So welcome, Bright Corners, welcome. How you guys doing today?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, awesome. Good.
We're doing great. So happy to join you guys. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you guys. Why don't we start here, just so they know. So who's on the screen? Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about, how long you've been in the space, how long you guys have been married, been in the business together. Give us some insight here.
All right, ladies first.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Regina Jaramillo. And this is my husband, Juan Jaramillo.
Hey, listen, I'll take care of my part, okay?
I love it.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, my name is Juan Jaramillo. So, a little bit about ourselves. We've been in business for close September. September is going to be 10 years.
Wow.
It seems that it looks like we just opened this business yesterday. And it turns out that, we've been doing this already for 10 years. So it's been a crazy up and downs.
Right. It's been a crazy ride. So it's been 10 years in that marriage and 25 years in this marriage.
There you go. Wow.
How many employees do you guys have? Just to give some context to people, like, what is this 10 years? How many employees? How many kids? I'm just kidding. We're not gonna make every connection.
All right. So, how many kids we have?
Kids, we have 3 kids. We have one going to college next week, and we have one finishing up high school this year, and our baby is 10 years old, starting 5th grade.
So actually, we have 4 babies, our 3 kids and our company. This is our baby. So we currently have, taken or given, anywhere between 30 and 40 employees. We are a company that constantly is growing. We constantly looking for more and more contracts. So this is just the beginning for Bright Corners. Our goal is I always dream big. And my biggest dream is to be one of the biggest national company on the commercial side.
Good. Well, we're excited to have you guys join us in the event, because we are gonna have some of the top even in the national space go and talk. So it's gonna be fun. I gotta ask you guys the question then. Okay, here we go. So 25 years married, 10 years in business. Let me tell you guys why you guys are here. I'm gonna be honest. I follow both of you on social media. I love how you guys do family, man. I don't know about you, James, but I feel like I was literally about to ask, take me on your next vacation. I think you guys, after so much trials and tribulations, I think you guys have finally figured out, and again, I'm assuming, figured out the difference between running a business and being married and being parents. And I think the more we talk to these commercial cleaning companies and CEOs, they don't know the difference. It's almost like it's all blended into one. What are some advice you would give somebody? How did you guys learn to separate it? I'm sure it hasn't been easy, but how do you guys learn to, all right, I'm Juan the dad right now, but oh shoot, I'm Juan the partner in Bright Corners now. Oh, you know what I mean? How'd you guys learn how to do that?
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been easy to learn. We've always been good, working together and spending time together. But learning how to divide our tasks and staying on each other's lane, that's been hard.
That's probably the biggest challenge.
Yes.
Yes, couple.
We're both hands-on. We're both very controlling. We both want to do everything. So if I want to know everything that is going on within the company. So it's been kind of hard for me to let go of certain tasks and certain things. So when I come to him and I ask him, hey, so what's up with this and that? He's like, don't worry, I got it. I got it taken care of. You do your stuff, I'll do mine. But I'm like, okay, but I want to know. It's been challenging. It's been a learning process. But he's very patient with me. I'm very patient with him too. And you know what has helped? When we moved into a brick and mortar building, when we moved our office from our home to an actual building, then we were able to have each a dedicated space for us to work. You know, whether he was in the front office or I'm in the back office, or sometimes we just collaborate and sit on the same desk and start working together. But that helped. That helped me as a mom because he was always out working, but I was working from my dining room table. I was working from my office inside my room. I was working from the kitchen table. I was working everywhere. And then so I was being a mom, a housewife, and a business owner every day from 8 until 9. So it really did help me when we moved into a building. It helped me to separate my time and our task. It's been great.
And something else that I want to add to that is, so when we are home, we don't talk about business. We don't talk about bright corners. We talk about our family. So that is a process because let's be realistic. I mean, this is our baby, so we want to talk about it 24/7, every minute at their end. So one of the rules that we put in our business is, hey, we're gonna work together, but when we're home, we're gonna be talking about family. We're gonna be taking care of our kids. We gotta do what every other normal family they do, right? So if we have questions, if we get emails, there's something going on about bright corners, then we put that to the side and it gets resolved the following day.
Yeah, that's still a learning process for me because I'm not in the office 9 to 5 because my goal is to be out more and then I have my kids and all that, but he's in the office most of the time. So if I don't know anything when he gets home, I want to ask him, hey, so tell me about it. Like, no, let's not talk about this. But like, I want to know what's going on. But yeah,
that's so funny. What let's define then these roles that you guys have. Like, who does what? What's the job titles? Just for people listening right now that might be curious. So, like, Juan, you're the 9 to 5 in office guy. What does that mean? And Regina, what's your title? I guess.
Give some of those lanes that you picked for each other.
All right. So at the beginning, as Regina was mentioning, we were constantly doing the same type of task. Both of them were doing the same task. So one of the things that we do now is, right, she's in charge of all the image of the company. So she's the one doing network events. She's the one taking care of clients. She's the one that, hey.
Sales guys.
Exactly, sales. She's the one that is constantly out there in the field. So that's her role. My role is all about operations. Take care how to run the business from in and out, how to manage our people, how to move scheduling. So it's more operation side of the business though.
I like it. Internal and external. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, they've been coming up, the Hormozis, Leila and Alex Hormozi. You guys should check them out if you don't. They're like, basically, are they almost a billionaire, James? Like, they're not even commercial cleaning, but I'm pretty sure they're billionaires, or about to be. They talk about the same thing. They talk about how he's the face, and then she is internal, so they're a little bit flipped. But let me ask you guys, what are some, how do you say them? I don't want to say the word stop gaps, but what are some ways that okay, I'm just gonna fully trust Juan. I'm fully gonna trust Regina. Like, I'm not gonna do. How do you know? Like, do you guys use metrics? What are some things that you use to measure to make sure that you're like, he's doing his part, she's doing her part? Or is it just full blanketed trust? I got you, got me, I got you?
Well, I'm glad you said that about trust, because we really have to rely on each other. So we have to trust each other really, that the task that we set for ourselves or each other, it will be taken care of. So that's really it. There's no, I wish I could tell you there's a metric or there's our scientific
just
step
a magic,
to it.
yeah, just a magic too. But something that we do on our end is at least once a week we all get together. So us with our management team, and we go over things that are going on, in the company. It could be goals. It could be things that we're going to be doing on a monthly basis, what we have going on the weekly basis. So we share that info, and then we're all hands on, right? So she's taking care of her part. I know she will be able to give me more information as when that meeting comes, and I'll take care of my part, right? So when we all get together, we'll share information, say, hey, this is how we're doing, this is how we're doing that. So a little bit more about that. She said trust. I know she's fully capable of doing her work, and same thing here. So
I love it. I think that's key. I'm curious about the early days, guys. So 10 years ago, you're 15 years into marriage. One, what inspired you guys to start a business and then start a business together? Then 10 years ago, you had really small children, right, Regina? Trying to be a mom to I'm a dad of a 5 and a 2-year-old, so I can't even imagine what you were going through at that time. Take me back to the early days, and then you guys had to learn how to not only be business owners but be business partners. Talk to me about that and the evolution to now.
Wow. So 10 years ago we started, and the reason why, it's our family, still is to this day. So that's why Juan had a different background that me, because since early on when we started our relationship, we knew what we wanted in the future. We wanted to be a family. We wanted to, whenever we were going to start to have a family, I wanted to be home with the kids, because that's how we were brought up. And Juan, I was brought up by myself. I was by myself since I was 13 years old. But Juan was different. So I wanted my kids to have what Juan had and what I didn't have. So having this business allowed me to be with my kids instead of going out to work from a 9 to 5. So it was our babies that made us make this company. He always wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to do that as well, because my mom has always had all kinds of business. My mom will sell a pregnant cow. And so I had that in me. I always wanted to do that. And when we found out we were pregnant with our third baby, we knew, okay, this is the time. We had tried other things before. I mean, I can tell you.
Yeah, so many things.
I can tell you, Juan's family will stand outside a stadium in Miami, Florida, and sell little Colombian flags, and we will sell shirts. We will sell food.
At one time we started arepa business, and we did that for a couple years.
Yeah.
So
for James, you gotta say, James, you know what arepas are, but they're kind of like a corn tortilla thing. It's
right.
Round, and you put toppings on it, but it's Colombian. And
Sounds delicious.
My mother-in-law and I made this whole business. We have business cards. I would go out and try to find. I would literally hunt for Spanish people, in supermarkets. And then whenever I will find, I will take out my business cards and give them, hey, look, I'm selling arepas. Hey, you're here. So that was just me. We did that, my mother and I. And then what else we did? We actually started our first printing business. Was not called Bright Corners.
Nope.
What was it called?
It's Speak and Span.
Wait, what was it?
It was Speak Span.
Speak Span. Interesting.
Speak Span Clean, was it? Or cleaning or something like that. We made flyers. We made, our homemade flyers, and we went door to door around houses and started knocking. We got my mother-in-law involved and my aunt, which they were actually cleaning houses already. So we said, okay, let's make this into a business. We'll get everybody together. Oh, we didn't even get one client out of that. Not even one. So I don't know how. Again, we said, okay, let's do it this time
let's
for
do it
real.
one more time, and it took us 6 months for us to get our first customer.
Yes, I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my 10-year-old. I was knocking on offices. I remember I knocked on many medical offices around in my area, and some of them just yeah, we have something, the typical sales. But just when Juan was getting down and he was like, this is gonna be the same thing again. Oh, nothing's gonna happen. I got down on my knees because I'm a big believer. I'm a prayer, and one of the reasons why I'm here and we're here is because of our faith. I mean, we would not be here because of without the Lord. So,
Amen.
I prayed and I said, Lord, I really need you to give me a sign. There's this person, there's this client, this prospect that I contact. And if this person, actually, he did called us. There was the only one client that called us and asked us for a proposal. So we made a proposal, and it was a couple of months, probably a month. We didn't hear back from him and all that, and he was just down. So I prayed and I said, I need a sign. If this client gets back to us and he agrees with our proposal, then this means, we'll take it. That keep going. So he did. He did, right? The next day. So I keep reminding him whenever things are sour or going down, I'm like, this is a promise from the Lord. This, because God had given me a promise that this is the place where he was gonna bring us, and the city where it flows milk and honey. So this is the land of our promise.
How big was that contract? Sorry, I'm curious. How big was the deal?
It's a couple $1,000 a month.
Okay. So it was a decent deal.
And
it was actually a 10,000 square foot office.
Okay.
And then from there, it came a couple of more because they had more medical offices. So that was like the one open door that opened everything.
I love it.
And that's how this day we still have the same customer.
We have the same one.
Love it.
So, yep, that's a little bit about our story.
Yes, that's awesome.
I love faith stories, man. I don't know if you guys know, but my sister's a nun, so I love, I go to service. I love God, and it's really cool because when I hear things like that, I'm like, there's no way I can't believe. Like, that's just it. You prayed the next day, somehow prospect calls you back. First of all, prospect never calls you back a lot of the times. And it's funny, my sister says the same thing. She's a nun. They can't make money, right? So she's like, sometimes we'll just pray, and then out of nowhere, somebody, like, sometimes one of the times their fridge stopped working, and they serve like 30 nuns inside that place, and they're like, oh man, well, I hope God can provide for us, like, let's just pray. And then out of nowhere, she says, like, 2 days later, somebody comes in, knocks the door, and they're like, hey, we're actually getting rid of our fridge. We're about to throw it away. Do you guys want it? And I'm like, and then she's like, thank you. And I'm like, what? Like, it's so crazy, right? You ask and you shall receive. That's really cool. I love that story. Juan, let me ask you, so male to male perspective, I want your perspective here. We have this really cool thing where everything we touch we want to fix, but that's also like a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because once Regina's telling you, nope, you got to have faith. We can't do anything right now. Literally, there's nothing we can do except wait. There's those moments, but then I know that I go crazy. I'm like, nope, I'm pretty sure I can fix it. I'm gonna go do something. How do you, as a husband and dad and as a business owner, how do you sometimes like go, nope, I have to like put the line, like I can't cross over, like I have to just trust and I don't have to fix everything. Does that make sense?
It does. It's hard. I mean, I guess it's all going back to trust. So I'm not gonna lie to you. There's been times where I say, and then I wanna say I wanna do it myself, and I wanna just get it done, right? Just go out there and get it done, or fix this problem, or take care of that. But she's the one that actually calms me down and say, hey, listen, just breathe. Let's pray. Let's do this. Let's do that. And the right time is gonna come, right? You're not gonna see it now, but there's gonna be a time that thing is gonna come. So. Yes, it's all about, it's going back to trust. I guess that's pretty much what it is, trust.
And I have to give him credit too, because he does that. He does the same thing with me. I deal more with clients and, with people, but I'm also very strong, what do you say? My personality is very strong. I'm very happy. So you will see me happy, but you will also see me when I'm mad. My face gives it away. I can't hide it. And then, and even on the phone, if I'm talking to a client and I need to, put that customer relations, to play, and I'm very mad, he comes in like.
It gives you the face.
So like I'm like looking at him, and like I have to look at him in order to calm down, and then take it back again and just be calm and nice, that customer relation.
So yes, it's all about balance, right? It's all about communication. Going back to the communication, going back to the trust. If I know that we've been going out for 25 years. She knows me exactly how it is. She knows me, and it goes back to the same thing, trust and all that. So that's it is, though. I mean, we're not perfect. We have our up and downs. We have more downs than ups, but we're here, and we're gonna keep pushing forward until God says, this is it.
Go for it, James. I know I keep cutting off the questions. Go for it.
No, you're fine. I'm just curious, guys, when there's a disagreement, what that looks like within the business, right? So and how do you not let a disagreement from business get into the marriage, or vice versa, right? If there's a disagreement in the marriage, how you don't bring that into work. I think that's really admirable. I mean, I love my wife. I've been with her for 10 years, but we don't work together. And there's probably a good reason why we don't work together, right? So, how do you guys deal with that?
If one of you wants to invest in something or get rid of someone or something, and the other person's like, no, I don't see it that way. I don't think so. How do you guys either make a decision, not make a decision, stalemate? Walk us a little bit through that. I love that question.
That has happened. That happens more often. Yes, because he's also a people's person. Juan is very generous and very kind. And he always wants to give. He believes in second chances. I do too, but I don't know. I guess I'm more strong in that sense because I'm such a control freak that I want everything done right. But Juan truly believes in second chances, and he's the person that he would trust the person until that person proves him wrong. So if I say, okay, that's it, it's gotta go, it's gotta be done, he's like, he'll take this time. But also when it's time for no second chances to say, he will make the decision, and that's it. He's done it, and I truly trust him, because once he does that, I know it had to be done. I won't doubt it. I know he had to do it done.
And going back to that question, that says, so how we do things, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, there's been days where I tell her, I said, listen, today I'm gonna be by myself in the office, and you stay home. So if there's something going on where I need some time off, because my background is, I was construction. I worked on the utility on the ground for 22 years. So I was constantly out there. I was constantly a field guy, right? So for me to spend 9 to 5 in the office, it's hard. it's been a challenge. But whenever I need some time, some space, I tell her, just again, going back to the same trust, going back to the same communication. I say, baby, I need some time. I need some time today. So you'll take care of things at home. I'll take care of things at the office, and then give me 24 hours or 40, a couple hours until I get things handled. Right? So that's all. Yeah,
we'll get in a car and we'll just go. It's either if I'm here, he'll get in his car and he'll go, whatever, and have his time. He's been used to for over 20-something years, I don't know, to drive around and manage people. So he really comes from that background of knowing how to manage people. So if he needed some time off to go, he goes.
If you wouldn't have told me that you guys have been married for 25 years and I didn't know you, I think I would say I almost feel like I don't know if you get the same vibes, James, but I almost feel like honeymoon vibes, newlywed type of vibes still.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a secret. What's the best thing to work with your wife and husband? That you
give it up.
Huh?
That you what?
You get to sleep with the boss. So
exactly. You're not
There you go.
wrong. HR can't get involved here. That's
Just so we're clear, which one's the boss? I'm just kidding.
oh
I'm
no,
not gonna answer
this.
that.
And you've been set up. That was a setup. No, I like it though. Like I honestly like the biggest thing. Yes, I look like of course you guys know how to do business, marriage, but like I'm telling you, the way you guys take vacations and this connect is really impressive because I can tell. Actually, I can tell when you guys are on vacations because you guys won't even answer anything, and then out of nowhere, I'm like, you guys will randomly message me, like I'll message all back, and I'm like, oh, that means they're done with vacations. But that's really cool though. No, I appreciate that. That's why at one point I think I messaged them and I looked at the story and I was like, no one's gonna respond. I'm not gonna respond. And then like I waited 2 weeks and then out of nowhere it's like, hey, and I thought it was really cool because you guys almost like it's like if it's family time, it's family time. If it's marriage time, it's marriage time. If it's business time, it's business time.
And now,
How do you separate family and marriage? Like marriage time, like vacations for marriage, and then vacations for family. Are they the same one, or do you guys do different stuff?
I want to chime in. You know, we learned that the hard way because I remember we took our kids to a vacation somewhere out of the States. It was a big vacation for us. And we had just started a contract back then.
One of our biggest
One
customers.
of our biggest customer back then. And we couldn't postpone our vacation. That was just said and done. You know, travel tickets, hotel tickets, our family, everything. We just couldn't postpone it, which we had thought that was the best way to go, but we couldn't. So we went on vacation. Well, these things we're going. We left our staff and our crew here back home, all set up. We were, you know, trusting that everything was going to go smoothly.
And it was not. It was.
You know, it was not as far as we were getting phone calls and texts and our app application from the staff every minute, every second. I mean, it was also the first time that we had left them alone for that period of time because we were gone for a whole week. So that was crazy. And it was really hard on our kids because we will be in the pool. We have my 10-year-old in the pool, and then I was answering emails and texts and phone calls, and she would say, can you please stop working? Please, Mom, come into the pool. And the same thing with him. It was really hard. I don't remember the exact words, what he said to the staff, and he said, oh, that's when we came up with an emergency code?
Emergency code. So if you text me that code, that means things are getting crazy at the office.
The building is on fire.
And at that moment, I said, listen, if we're going to go on vacation again, we have to disconnect them. I mean, we have to put that balance. You know, when we're working, we're going to be working. When we are at the office, we're going to be there, 100%. But we want to spend, if you're going to spend time with our family, whether it's going to be a vacation or just a quick trip, we're going to be with them 100%, not just, answering emails or phone calls or conference calls or so.
Interesting.
I love it. I think that's good to have those lines clearly defined and to have one, you're putting trust in your staff and they're feeling more empowered at that point, right? To problem solve, which is always key. I guess one of my main questions that I have for you guys is actually, what advice would you give someone listening to this that might be in business with their partner, right? That might be not 10 years in, might be year one in, but if someone, we actually know a few people that do business with their significant others. What advice would you give?
Cleaners do, huh?
For sure, yeah. What advice would you give to someone that's maybe younger in terms of being in business age? That's also a couple. What would that advice be?
Okay, my biggest advice would be no secrets.
Oh yes, very important.
Right. So, talk to your partner, talk to your wife, talk to your husband. Communicate. Communication is the key. Yes, you're gonna have your up and downs. Yes, you're gonna have more downs than ups. But it goes back to communication, to trust, to somehow resolve the problem between them two, right? Because at the end of the day, it's their business, it's our business, right? So, and then pull off on what you do. I mean, if you don't put love, I mean, you're not gonna go nowhere. Just put love and trust, and I think you will go any goal that you want to reach. So.
Yes, for my part, my number one is faith. I have a plaque right in front of me. I always read it because that was one of the promises from God. It is Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future." I make sure I had that plaque visible here because when I want people to come in here, I want them to know, number one, that that I believe in God, I'm a believer. Number two, that nothing happens out of casualty, out of coincidence. Everything is a plan from God. So faith is a number one. Number two is definitely what Juan said. It's no secrets. And we try to implement that not only with us, just as a couple and, as partners, with our kids and with our management team. My right hand person, her name is Perry. We love her. We're so blessed to have her. And she is the type of person that from the first time somebody comes to her to say something, not even a syllable, she says, just know that whatever you say, I will tell them because it is my job. Do not come to me, to tell me things and tell me, don't tell them. So we have implemented, open communication, trustworthiness. They can come in here and talk. And so number two is no secrets. Number three, definitely trust each other. Forgive each other. Because yes, we make mistakes, but the thing is to forgive each other, and to be conscious that, yes, okay, we made a mistake. We will own that mistake and, I will ask for forgiveness if I have to. And then, we'll try to fix it.
Yep.
I love that. I love, it's something you would assume marriages are quote unquote hard because of the external, right? Like you don't know what's gonna slap you, hit you. You don't know what's gonna come in your way. You don't know if you're gonna lose 5 contracts, if this is gonna happen to your mom. But I love that sometimes the simplest things are the advice, right? Have faith, no secrets, trust each other, don't lie. Like, but we all get in our heads about it, right? As humans, and that's where I love that you said the forgiveness part, right? Because the forgiveness part does involve itself in this. I really like it. Let me ask you guys something. I don't know if you guys know a lot about taxes, but technically speaking, when you guys go on family vacations or when you guys go to Denver or when you guys go on a date, all of it is tax deductible, right? Because it's 2 partners going to lunch.
It is.
Just in case, if you're hearing this, if you literally want to go to Disneyland with the fam, technically speaking, by the IRS rules.
Yeah, we constantly having meetings every weekend.
Hey, I want to tell you a secret. I've been convincing him to get me a new car. Tax deductible.
Hey, there's a tax deductible tax credit right now for cars right now. It's huge, so I don't know. Maybe
That's it. I'm calling my wife right after this. She's getting on the paperwork. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen on our social media, we have this big truck billboard. We have it wrapped with our business logo.
Yeah.
And I love my truck because I love big cars, but I'm driving that thing everywhere. It is impossible for me to hide somewhere and go shopping because everybody knows that's me. And we have our carpet vans, we have our floor vans, and like, okay, it's time. We need a family car.
I need to be more discreet.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It goes back to the family. So whatever we spend, it goes back to the family.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So I know I want to ask 2 more questions. One question is, you said no secrets. You apply that to management, marriage, family, faith. I'm sure everybody knows in your family, in your business, in your marriage. What is one other thing or 2 other things that you implemented in the business and or family that kind of drips through management, through marriage, and through family? What are some other values or some other advice that people can get that are like, oh, if I do this right with my kids, it's technically I can do it right with my business and my marriage?
Wow, that's
great question.
It is a great question. I would have to go back into honesty. I mean, right now you really need to have honesty, especially I say that, it's one of the things that I always say in our hiring process. you know, it's not only that they can have experience. Sometimes I don't even look for that experience. I look for the people's a person's quality. You know, if there can be honest, you know, you can really trust them and you know in doing their job, and not only that, trust them into going into a building. You know, we have valuables in buildings and homes when we go. So I would say honesty. It'll be right at the top for me.
And for me, I feel running a business is like having a marriage, right? So every time that I talk to my people, I say, hey, listen, you know, if we don't trust each other, if we don't communicate, if we don't just be straightforward, going back to what Regina's saying, be straightforward, be honest, right? So, and our management team, we don't keep any secrets. I share every value that there is because that goes for money wise, how much money we spend, how much money we're making, all that, right? Because if I don't trust my people, what makes me think once I leave my door, my office, then how they're gonna run our business, right? So it all goes back to again to trust, communication, and the same thing you know with the kids, right? So when you have kids, it depends on their age, right? So you have more that you put more responsibility into them, and it goes back again to trust, communication, honesty. Yeah.
There is one more thing that I want to add, and you can agree with me. Since our kids were little, I will always tell my kids, okay, stop right there, rewind, and think about how you can say that same thing, but you can say it better in a better way. What sounds good? You know, the way you just told me, or this way. So I will always give them two options. So we've implemented that here, especially with the management team, because they're the ones that have, you know, first communication.
That's awesome.
With the employees. One, it's very hands-on in doing this when we have our meetings. You know, he always teaches them, you have respect how you talk to them, your expressions, your body language. Always think of a better way to say things.
Yeah, I love
He
that.
does that a lot. He's very big on implementing that.
I love that. So I have two more
Awesome.
questions. Apparently, I keep getting new questions every time. The last question is always the same question I ask, so I will keep that one in the chamber. And I'm curious. So, oh shoot, too many questions are coming up right now. So you said money rules are the same on at home with kids and business. Like you're transparent, right? Um, this is a dumb question. What about cleaning? Do you guys have the same expectations in cleaning when it comes to like your house versus your office versus your clients? Or is that for sure something like separate where it's like this is a free space, I don't want to clean? Like
I love it.
what
I love it.
I have to wonder. Like it
I
has to
wonder
be.
this all. I wonder this all the time with
Is
cleaners too.
all I want to
I,
ask is your
I
house as
don't
clean as your clients.
I don't know if you guys have watched our video we posted a few months back on a Sunday. I say, hey, listen, why don't we just post a video on us cleaning? And it had so many clicks, so many hits. We're just a normal family, right? So yes, we spend so much time here, Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, we go back to our home and say, okay, it's time for us to spend time with our kids, right? So there's going to be times where, hey, we're going to have a cleaning day at home and everybody chips in, right? So,
you know, my kids tells me, Mom, why do we have to clean? We own a cleaning company. I said, well, because we have to clean. You have to learn how to do things on your own. Because that's how we were taught. You know, we were taught to do our own laundry and cook and all that stuff. So now that my daughter is going into college, she knows how to do her own laundry. She knows how to cook, and she knows how to clean. And then the same thing for the little one now that we're teaching, and my son. So sometimes it does get frustrated because the weekend comes and we want to, take off. We want to go with the kids, but we have to do it ourselves. Really, we do it ourselves. Sometimes I do get help when I can't. I had a procedure a few months back where I couldn't do anything, and I did have somebody to help me. But that is not just the case all the time.
Okay, again, I keep getting questions. I don't know. One of my mentors once taught me like I shouldn't clean my own house. if I have the money to get somebody else to clean it so that I can spend that money doing something that gives me more ROI. There's a lot of different conversations that can pop out here. So I have two questions. One, last one, or second and last one. Um, you have three kids. You're building an awesome business that right now it's yours. Is the goal to get acquired, so sell the company, leave it for legacy, or shut it down at one point?
Leave our goal, leave it for legacy, franchise nationwide, and just be on every state that the nation can offer. So I mean, pretty much we are going to be everywhere in the nation. Probably it's gonna take a year. Probably it's gonna take 10 years. That's our goal. Probably I don't get to see that, but hopefully I'll be able to leave that legacy to our kids and you know and our family. So
Right.
Got it.
For us, it's go big or go home. I mean, there's no going back. We gotta shoot for the stars, and that's where we want to be. So yes, legacy definitely.
Good. Good. Well, we're excited to have you guys join us in November because we're gonna show you how to get there. I'm just kidding. Not me, the speakers. I don't need. Not me. Definitely not me. But the speakers will. So final question again, guys. Somebody sees the title and it says interesting marriage and commercial cleaning. Wow. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I looked up Juan, I looked up Regina. They look like cool people, but I don't know if I want to listen to the whole podcast. So I'm just gonna go to the ending of the podcast. And if these one advice that they give me is good enough, I'll listen to the whole 1 hour. So they skip to the end and they go, all right, let me see. So if you could give one advice, one thing, one comment, one anything, even a joke, anything you can think of, what's that one thing you would give so somebody can go and listen to the whole podcast? You each get one, by the way. So technically two.
you first.
You know, my thing. I know it sounds like a cliche, but never give up on your dreams, really. Because when he first came to me and said, "Okay, we're doing this," and then I said, "Okay, we're doing this." But then we started off. We bought our first car, or it was a $500 car from our neighbor.
That was our first company car.
That was the first company car. And if I'm looking back 10 years at that first company car, and then I could look outside my window and I could see our vans, our truck, our people, and I can see all the projections or where we come from, where we are, and where we're going to go. I say never give up on your dreams. Definitely.
And for me, it would be, it feels so good to accomplish this with her. Being able to, every goal that we have, that we put every year, and we accomplish that goal, and we keep pushing forward, and we keep reaching for our goals, it's us reaching our goal, right? So what other way to spend every minute, every time, every goal with her? So every accomplishment that we have, it's because we have worked together. So that would be my tip.
I love it. Where are you guys located again for the people, just in case?
We are
In Ocala, Florida. That is Central Florida.
Is that like around Miami or where is that?
That is close to Orlando, and this is called the horse capital of the world. Everybody needs to come and see this place because this is a blank canvas right now. This is where the money is. This is amazing place.
Don't tell
your
them.
families are growing. I love this city. And we're not originally from here. We're from Miami. We're Colombian born, but we were raised in Miami and we moved here. So this is the horse capital of the world. That's what they call it.
Yep.
I'm gonna get married in Miami in March, so I will hit you guys. I'll let you guys know so you guys could take a quick drive or something. I don't know how far it is. I might be assuming, but I'll be in Miami in March getting married. After hearing you guys, I might just have you. Have you guys join the marriage gang over here.
Well, I'm gonna be on the spot. We'll be waiting for an invitation.
There we go. There we go. I love it. No, guys, honestly, really cool podcast. A lot of value. Again,
Totally.
sometimes we get caught up on the things around inside the business, but we forget that without a healthy marriage, without faith, without health, the business doesn't really matter. Without family, right? You could have an awesome business, but your kid hates you, or your wife wants to leave you, or your husband, like that's terrible. So I just wanted to say thank you for being a good example for a lot of marriages. both for like someone like James that's already married. It's cool to see other marriages that are like kicking ass, and for me, someone that's about to get married, it's awesome to see marriages that truly, truly love each other, have God-centered, and are building a business. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I
And-
appreciate this time. I'm looking forward to November. I can't wait.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the invitation, and for all the people out there. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Bright Corners. This is what
Yeah,
we are.
absolutely.
We'll put it on the show notes. We'll put everyone in there, your LinkedIn, and we'll make sure if you guys got value from this podcast, message them, let them know, comment, so that maybe we could do a second session, right? Let them know you learned something about marriage, commercial cleaning.
And yeah, you got. I'm sorry, you got one point. If there's any questions, anything that we can help out, we're not perfect, but we can probably tip in for, help. I know there's a lot of people asking for help out there, how to start a business and things of that nature. We're here. I mean, we're not perfect, but we can
help each other.
We can help each other out.
I love it. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you for being in the podcast. We'll see you guys soon.
Have a good one.
Bye. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye.